Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel today, and continuing with the Nancy Drew theme this month. And it's going to be out of order now, since I've only got the first 4 books, and I've just been, nitpicking ever, just getting whichever ones I can. But this one, as you can tell, is Message in the Hollow Oak, the original text. 1935 by Grosset and Dunlap for the Stratemeyer Syndicate. The revised text I wasn't as big a fan of in comparison to some other books. I don't know, I think the mystery itself just doesn't have that oomph to it. This is something that really sticks out at you. Sure, it's got its differences from the rest of the series, but there's some elements that you're like, okay, that you've got the archaeology group, you got this. I mean, overall, the revised text was just meh, kind of bland. Yeah, I mean, and of course, majority of Nancy Drew books are pretty predictable, but this one was just like, it didn't really exactly keep your attention. There wasn't enough intrigue. But the original text, on the other hand, oh my goodness, I like this one a lot. There is a lot more stakes, to be honest, and that's part of it. Nancy wins a piece of property up in Canada, and the stakes was the piece of property and a lot of relationships, actually, and a couple of lives. In fact, there's a train wreck. There's a little train wreck. People's lives are in danger. So that one was just like, whoa. Sorry if you'd rather have not had that revealed to you, but it happens pretty early on, and it kind of helps push Nancy even further, really into checking out Canada, because she's helping so many people, and there's a few who are from Canada, and she's, it's again some of those things that you're like, oh yes, you just so happen to meet the right people all on this mystery. They're all here. You didn't have to go searching for them, Deus Ex Machina kind of stuff. But it's forgivable for the most part, because the rest of the mystery is just so intriguing and so interesting in comparison to the revised text that you're like, you just have to keep reading it. I could not put this down. It was just like, I had to find out what was happening next. And especially it was like, is Nancy gonna keep the land? Yeah, that's a question that you have to ask. Is like, is Nancy gonna be able to keep it? So it was, the original text, simply put, is so much better written than the revised text. A lot more stakes. Probably I'd actually say, I don't know if I want to say if it's got the exact same number of characters. Like, you see, I actually did read the revised text not long before I read the original text, so the mystery's still kind of fresh in my mind. There is a romance, but simply put, it works out much better. Works out so much better. Whereas in the revised, it's just like, okay, they're just shoehorning in here just to give us a little bit of romance, because I guess the original one had one. And it just doesn't make sense, I guess you can say. It's just like, these are 2 side characters, I don't feel as connected to them, So, oh gosh, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Where was I going with this? Anyways, it is Oh, that was right. That was the characters. It seems like there might be the same number of characters, but the fact that you actually get to know the majority, it feels like you get to know the ones in the original text a lot better than you do in the revised text. In the revised text is just like, oh, it almost seems like the cardboard cutouts at that point. But this one is like, they're more fleshed out. And so that was another point in the original text's favor. But yeah, this just, the intrigue keeps the pages turning, the characters are better written, and obviously it's a little longer too. And just the overall plot, it just works so much better than the revised text. It was like, what was it? There was a priest who was hiding a treasure belonging to a Native American tribe. It is just like, I mean, yeah, I can see that happening, but there's just a few things that are just like, okay, this does not quite make enough sense, even for a Nancy Drew book, to really work. And it just, like I said, it's mostly a meh story. It doesn't really stick with you like some of the other revised texts do. But that could also be because some of the other revised texts are actually a little bit closer. It just seemed more like condensed versions, plus a little bit of an update of the original text. Whereas this one, it was almost a complete rewrite. And so I think a condensed, updated version of the original text would have worked a lot, much better than the eventual revised text mystery that we got. Because it is a completely different story. It's got nothing in common, except for the fact that there is a message in a hollow oak. That's literally it. And even then, the messages are actually completely different, and the hollow oak is even different. You're not going on this whole... I mean, there is sort of a treasure hunt involved in both, but the treasure hunt's still different. So, yeah, it's... revised text, it never really stuck with me when growing up. This one... I will say, 100 times better. Much better. And for the game fans, Charlene and Purcell will be very happy with the romance in this. I'm just saying. She will be interested in finding out more, because I want to find out more. Even though, this is basically the whole entire story, I kind of want to stick with those characters, because like I said, they feel more fleshed out in the original than they revised. And so you do kind of get to know them, and it's like, yeah, even though everything's going to still turn out alright, you're just like, ooh, will they, won't they, kind of a thing. And there's still that lingering danger of the whole thing, and it works so much better. So, anyways, I give this... Oh, yeah, sorry. I just realized I didn't give Broken Lockets, a rating, but I'll probably give that 9 out of 10. This one, I'd say 10 out of 10. I just like this way this was written. It just works out so much better. And of course, I'm kind of a train fan, so having a little train wreck, even though it was a wreck, but having that little train in there just kind of really gave it that extra oomph that I really likes to it. So, but yes, definitely check out The Message in the Hollow Oak. Definitely one of the better ones of the original text so far. No yikes moments, at least not that I noticed. There's, probably a few things that during the, when you read it, you're like, okay, how does this make sense? But even then, it's like, it's easily overlooked. I mean, if you just keep on going, you kind of, a couple of moments where it will drag, but for the most part, I mean, it's really good. Anyways, so, yes. I want to give this one almost a 10 out of 10. I probably should, have it down to maybe a 9 out of 10 for now, just in case I find one that's even better. But, yeah. Check out the original. If you didn't like the revised text, you just might like this one. And if you think you're like Charlene or Priscilla, you definitely will. Alright, well, thanks for coming to the interview. I hope you get a chance to get this book, read it, enjoy it. If you don't, there's always going to be another one out there that you might like. Thanks for coming by. Happy reading, and have a blessed day. Bye.